Happiness is something you're born with. It's your default setting as a child. Joy requires a lot of connection to yourself and to the rest of the world.
You would think that joy and happiness are, sort of the same thing, but actually they're quite different. I'm talking to Mo Gawdat today about the difference between joy and happiness.
They're not the same. So if you don't mind me, I would like to talk about the difference between fun, happiness, and joy. So we agreed from the happiness equation that happiness happens when you're okay with life as it is, when you compare the events of life to expectations and you realize that events meet your expectations, life is not really that horrible, and then accordingly you find that calmness and peace that we call happiness. Joy is not more happiness, because remember, if it's events minus expectations, it's either 1 or 0. It's like I'm either happy or not happy. You can't be happier or less happy. You can be happy more frequently, which is what joy in my definition is all about. It's that uninterrupted state of happiness. It's to be able to be happy more of the time, or hopefully most of the time, regardless of what life throws your way. So joy is a practice that comes from, for those happiness practitioners that really get life.
As you say it now, it feels almost like that happiness is, the events that you either, frame as happy or unhappy, and that joy is that state on the inside, so that happiness maybe comes from the outside, and joy is something from the inside, or
No, happiness is also inside. Happiness is something you're born with. It's your default setting as a child. Joy requires a lot of connection to yourself and to the rest of the world. It feels as if it's coming from inside because it's actually not a coincidence. So everyone reaches happiness every now and then. Everyone will sometimes manage a situation and find happiness there. So you really need to be very, very good at this so that you can recognize unhappiness when it happens and flip it back, because you recognize that happiness is your ambition. It's your real target. It's your state that you're always looking for. It's that constant place where you're sitting and focusing on bouncing back to happiness. It doesn't happen by coincidence. Now, let's talk about fun. Fun is the modern world's way of distracting us from finding our happiness. It's that idea of, I feel a little stressed with life, I might as well go to a party, have a couple of drinks, jump up and down and dance and forget about my unhappiness. Now, when we do those things, we numb our brain long enough so that it doesn't solve the happiness equation. This is not a state of happiness, it's a state of escape. Right? It's a state where we force our brains to stop thinking about the reasons that make us unhappy. And when we do that, the problem is our bodies start to get flooded with a hormone that has nothing to do with happiness. It's dopamine. Dopamine is a reward hormone that makes us want more of that same activity, but it's an excitatory. It's a reward hormone. It's saying, dance more, go out more, have more fun, jump out of an aeroplane if you're into extreme sport or whatever that is, right? And because dopamine is the opposite of serotonin, when you have dopamine in your blood, serotonin, which is the happiness hormone, goes away. Serotonin is a calmer. It basically tells your body, everything's okay, just sit there quietly and be calm. And because dopamine drives your serotonin out, the more you escape to fun, the less able you are to find happiness. So, by the way, I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm saying have a lot of fun, but have it after you've achieved your happiness. So if there is a reason to be unhappy, sit down, be aware, go through some of the rituals we spoke about, find your state of calm and peace, and then go out and have fun.
So fix it first and then have fun.
Exactly. When you do that, your happiness, your fun becomes a supplement rather than a painkiller. It becomes that vitamin that you take to stay healthy, to stay happy, rather than a painkiller that you're taking to escape from your troubles.
I think that's a great end to this topic. Thank you.